and I keep forgetting to like enable my mic because earlier this morning I had to do I did some cakewalk. I literally just played like one sound, or rather one instrument, and I just had to listen to it, and then I literally just picked the ones that I like the most. So yeah, and I had to. Man, I say that a lot. I had to. Oh god, I'm getting a stomach ache. Jeez. Oh god, what the fuck did I ate? Oh my god, I'm getting a stomach ache. I feel like I'm lactose intolerant or something because I was drinking Milkus, and I think Milkus has milk in it. I'm not entirely sure. One serving per container. Okay, 31 grams of sugar. It doesn't say there's milk in it. There's 25 milligrams of calcium. Is that sugar? I mean, is that milk? There's 28 milligrams of potassium, so that's cool. I'm not gonna get cramps from drinking this. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I had to like choose like each of the instruments that I think would make a nice beat, or I think that would make composing music easier, or in a way like I can make cool sounds for certain sequences that I want to do. But yeah, you know, I still have like, oh god, I think I have like, I think I'm only 1/5 of the way there, because there's even more instruments I haven't even touched yet. I haven't even like stumbled upon yet, so we're gonna do that another day. I've already used all of my time to do cakewalk this week, so we're gonna do more cakewalk next week on Monday. But anyway, I got work to do. Got like a bunch of writing stuff to do. Man, these days, my writing coach has been relentless, guys. Like, I've been doing writing for the past, how many days now? I think I did some on Monday. Did I? Okay, I didn't do anything on Monday. I think on Monday was, on Monday is, okay, reading and listening. Yeah. So I've been like writing line graphs, line charts, whatever the fuck, for the past Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Friday, so I've been doing it for the past 4 days now, guys. Holy fucking crap. I am sick and tired of writing task 1. Task 1 is such a pain in the ass because you have to use like words that means increase or decrease. You have to use words related to those, and you have to report the main details of a graph, and I'm really bad at that. I literally have no fundamental knowledge of how to just look at the graph and understand where I need to pinpoint the main, the main parts I need to report. So it's really fucking annoying to just constantly do this fucking crap all day long, guys. Like, I had to go to work yesterday, and then after work I had to go to my fucking the fucking coach place, and then I had to sit down and I had to sit down. I had to like sit down and spend like 30 minutes writing this. It may not look like it, but this fucking shit lasts for 30 minutes, guys. Okay, I have to do another one. Fuck me, man. We're gonna do some speaking tasks today, so I'm gonna spend like a little bit of time to write out my task one first, and then we're gonna go back to speaking because I need to like do more practice. Alright. I'm eating a lollipop right now. Yeah, I'm eating a lollipop. Because I need sugar, guys. Just like... Just working on these fucking writing tasks is giving me a fucking headache. And I need sugar to... like, reimburse myself. Am I using that word right? Reimburse? Reimburse. I think I wrote it wrong. Oh. Reimburse. What? What? Why is this wrong? Oh. You used the word wrong. What's the other word? Reimburse? I swear there's a word similar to this. Renourish? Renourish? Is that a word? Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna kill myself. To nourish again and anew, okay. Replenish! Sure, that's an easier word, but I don't want to use an easy word. Revanish? What the fuck does that mean? I swear, guys, there is another word that I literally cannot think of right now. It means to give myself nourishment, but I don't remember what that fucking word is. I swear there is another word that I don't remember right now, because like I searched it up and all it gave me is sustain, which is not the word I'm looking for. Replenish is probably the closest word to what I'm trying to say. My point is, I need to give myself sugar. I need to replenish my brain cells. That tastes good. Damn. Alright. So good news. My coach actually sends me like information on oh god. Sorry, I'm trying to chew. Woo. Woo. That's sour. God damn. Alright. So I'm going to change my thingy now. Let me switch. Speaking topics and questions. There we go. Hey. He literally sends me like a manuscript of like how the speaking exams, the IELTS speaking exam would occur, and he compiled it into like a file, and I can look at it. Jesus Christ, why is part 1 so long? Is this supposed to be part 1? What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna write it out because it's gonna take a lot of time to do that. I will only write it out if it's part 2, because I mainly want to work on part 2. So yeah, all of these are all part 1. So I'm just gonna read it to you guys, and then we'll see how it goes, I guess. So the first part is introduction, of course. The first, I haven't like I haven't thought about my IELTS speaking exams back when I did it in a long goddamn time. I remember that it's like I got cold feet the moment I walked into that room. Like, it is so scary, and the guy was like being considerate because he was smiling. I think he was having a good time. But I mean, I think that he's just being professional. But I'm sure that he like I'm sure that he wasn't trying to intimidate me or making or made me nervous. So that was very helpful. But still, the room, like the moment I walked into the room, I shook. Like, I literally got shook. Got shook? Does that even make sense? Yeah, you know what I mean. Whatever. Anyway, first part. What is your full name? My full name is Only Learning. Where are you from? I'm from, or I originally came from. Okay, what's the best way to say it? Like, in the most pretentious way possible? I was born and raised in this country. I think that's the most native thing for a person to say. Like, I was born and raised here. Because saying I come from this place seems like amateurish. Yeah, I was born and raised here. I was born and raised here all my life. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Okay. Next part is, yeah, they ask for my identification. My identification, my ID, my citizen ID is what I meant to say. Yeah, they will ask for my ID to check if I'm actually the examinee, the participant in the exam, and then I give them my ID, and then they give it back to me, and then we start the speaking part. So yeah, here you go, or here you are. Who says here you are? It should be here you go, because you're giving a thing to someone. Here you go. Here's my fucking here's all the fucks I'm gonna give. Here you go. You're supposed to say here you go, not here you are. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so part 1. Okay, all of these are all part 1, guys. So I'm just gonna try my best, I guess. Now the first part, I would like to ask you some question about yourself. Are you a student, or do you have a job? Right now, well, I'm not exactly a student anymore. I already graduated last year. I am an alumni. Is that the correct way to say that word? Alumni? Or alumnus? Alumnus? Which one is plural? Plural now. Oh, alumni is plural. I know. I'm an alumnus. Alumnus. I'm an alumnus. Alumnus.
Alumnus.
Thank you. A graduate or former student of particular. Yeah, I'm an alumnus of this university. I'm not gonna, guys. I am not gonna disclose where or what my university is. All you gotta know is that my university is one of the top, like 50 university in the whole world. So, yeah. It's not even a good university just because it's top 50. I think it's top 50 due to how well organized the company is. I refer to my university as a company because it really does feel like a company. It doesn't feel like a school at all. But you know, that's beside the point. I digress. Are you a student or do you have a job? Well, I already graduated from my university, so I'm an alumnus in this university. And I'm currently working as this job. My occupation is this job. I started this job somewhere between January. If I say somewhere between, it should be like 2 months. Like, okay, I started somewhere between January and March. Yeah, pre and post holidays, or actually I should say national holidays. Yeah. Okay. What else? Question number 2. What's your major? What do you study? Okay. So if I think they're gonna ask both of those questions. What's your major? What do you study? Oh, I major in. Should I say what I major in, guys? I don't think I'm comfortable enough to say that online. I'm pretty sure I've said it somewhere in my videos before. Like, I'm pretty sure I said it somewhere in Stadio Midnight. That series hasn't finalized yet. I'm still in the middle of editing most of the videos. I think it's gonna end on episode 55. Let me check. I don't remember. I think it's gonna end somewhere like post 50 episodes. Oh, it's gonna end on episode 53. Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna make another episode 54, and then that episode is going to be the announcement of like the series ending. So anyway, what's your major? What do you study? I major in this, but I actually, even though I major in this, you know, it is divided into 4 sections, and I belong to this section, the course. There you go. Okay. Why do you choose to study this as your major? Well, first of all, I'm a born, like, how do I say this? First of all, my mother tongue is English. So, and you know, living in a country, in a Southeast Asian country, where literally 80% of the population doesn't speak English, I'm pretty sure I have like most of the advantage, which is the reason why I chose this job. I chose this major. Yeah, okay. There's actually an example here, like examples for all the 3 questions. Are you a student or do you have a job? I've just finished high school and I'm going to England to study university this March. To study university? Good fucking god, who wrote this shit? What's your major? What do you study? My major is business and administration. That's actually pretty cool. Actually, that's actually a pain in the ass kind of job to do because you have to oversee like most of the tasks from different teams in the company. Oh. And if you're like an an indie company, is that appropriate to say indie company, like a small company? I'm just gonna say small. I feel like it's inappropriate to say indie. Yeah, again, if you're working like in a small company where like each is it called section? Each faculty? Is it called faculty? Each like um I'm just gonna call it faculty because I don't remember the word to like I don't remember the jargon for businesses. Yeah, like if you're working in a small company and each faculty has like one person in charge, ooh, business administration doesn't seem like a good idea. Actually, I did work with someone who's in the business administration, like, the what's it called? Position, yeah. Actually worked with someone like that in that position before, and she literally has to do everything. She has to like she has to prepare a schedule, or she has to like make appointments, and she has to register for like conventions and cons and stuff. Oh, her job was a pain in the ass, and she worked like past her working hours, which is insane. By the way, I don't think companies should be allowed to do that. Like asking your employees to work past hours, especially private companies. Like, good God, so much corruption, like uh, so much work abuse. People are taking advantage of people just because it's a private company. There should be a law for that. Anyway, so the next question is, why do you choose to study this as your major? Okay, and the answer is, well, the reason is simple. I think it's easy for me to find a good job after my graduation, and I want to become a manager in the future. Honestly, I'm gonna like I'm gonna have a like a long ass reason to answer this fucking question. Why did you choose to study this as your major? First of all, I just want to say that my mother tongue is English, and second of all, growing up speaking English all my life, and living in a Southeast Asian country where like approximately 80% of the population doesn't speak English, I'm pretty sure I'm at an advantage here. And third of all, for me, English is quite simple. It's not like simple in an international way, but it's simple enough so I can get a job here without any problems. Yeah, I have a lot of reasons to answer this fucking question. Anyway, we're gonna move on, guys. Let's talk about your hometown. Okay. And part one is long. I didn't expect part one to be so long. Is this part one or is this part three? I can't tell. It looks like part three. I think if I remember correctly, in part one, the examiner will ask like different types of questions from of different topics. Is what I'm understanding. Yeah, I think that's the case. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna read it to you guys. Wait, let me check if my mic is on. My mic is still on. Good. I was afraid I was talking to myself this whole time without my mic turning on. All right. Sorry. I have sniffles. Okay. Okay, that should at least stop leakage. All right. Let's talk about your hometown. What kind of place is it? Well, living in District 8, But it used to be called District 8, but not anymore. It's called blah 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 ward now. But back then in District 8, everything seems so simple. It seems so eerie. I don't think that's the right word. Everything seems so like I felt like I'm uh, so I'm trying to use like difficult words, but maybe I shouldn't use difficult words. Maybe I should make it simple. What kind of place is it? Oh, I used to live in District 8. There's nothing special, and well, first of all, the road is quite narrow, so there's often traffic jams, especially during peak hours, like somewhere between 7 to 7:30 a.m. and 5 to 5, or actually no, 5 to 6 p.m. Yeah, and every time I like come back from school, I had to like I had to squeeze myself, I had to maneuver myself through the roads to avoid heavy traffic. It's always a pain, but during like what is unpeak hours, guys? What do you call that? During regular hours? Yeah, I think that's easier to understand. But during regular hours, the place is kind of quite quiet. There's not a lot of people around, and it's mostly hot. It's quite humid. The sun would scorch down, and if I break an egg outside the road, I can literally cook it. The people living there, well, most of the people living there are working class citizens, so I'm also included, of course. I belong to the working class. Uh, okay, I want to say I belong to the working class hierarchy, but is that appropriate? I don't know. Actually, no, it's better if I say, well, living in a working class environment, I grew up with a mentality that we have each other. Like, there's not a lot. We don't have a lot of money. We're not wealthy, but at least we have a decent neighborhood. Like, everyone are considerate of each other, and it feels like it feels like everyone there are family. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read the answer for this question. What kind of place is it? I was born. I was born. Okay. I was born, grew up in this city. Is an industrial big city in the south of this place. Also, my city is famous for tourism. There are many tourist attractions in this city, which appeal to not only foreign visitors but also domestic ones. Okay, that's completely false. This is the most bullshit like script I have ever read. This is so false. This is the most incorrect information. This is fraudulent, guys. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't think this information makes sense. I mean, okay. The information doesn't have to make sense. The information just has to sound good. Like in an IELTs speaking exam, you don't need to say something that is true, completely true. You can say something that like sounds plausible, I guess, or sounds good enough to a native English speaker. Oh God, I need to lie down. Sorry. Right. I do not feel like I want to sit and talk about this. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep reading. There are many tourist attractions in the city which appeal to not only foreign visitors but also domestic ones. The local people are very friendly and helpful, and there are many good restaurants serving delicious Western and traditional dishes. I mean, it's a good script, but I don't think that it's a good idea to like remember what's remember the answer and then hope that in the exam the examiner will fucking ask this question about the hometown thing. I don't think that's a good idea. Cause these okay, this one is hometown, right? So I should have it here. Yeah, hometown. It literally said hometown here. So all these are all all these are all part one. Okay. God damn, I didn't know. Do I have spare times? Blah 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 blah. Okay, there's no spare times, but you know, whatever. I guess. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep reading. Second question: what is the most interesting part of your hometown? I don't think there's anything interesting in my hometown because everyone is like everyone is the same as anybody at all. Anybody at all. What is this fucking question? What is the most interesting part of my hometown? How the fuck should I know? I don't find anything interesting in my hometown at all because there's literally it's so mundane. Like most people, like adults, would just go to work. I actually, yeah, adults would just go to work and then be back at home at around like 6 to 7 p.m. And for like adults with kids, those adults probably got it. How do I say this? Those adults probably had the hardest times. Hardest times? Those adults probably has the toughest days because every single day they have to wake up and take their kids to school at like 7 a.m. and some people just don't go to work at 7. Some people start their work at 8. So not only that the adults have to wake up early, they have to take their kids to get breakfast and then go to school. And there's no like there's not even a supermarket or it's not even a supermarket or a mall here. Like it's there's mostly there's mostly joints, I guess. Man, I don't fucking know. There's literally nothing interesting here. Like, I live in the middle of the city, guys. I'm not like a jungle person. I don't live in the suburbans, and I don't live in the rural areas. I literally live in a city, and there's literally nothing interesting in this district because it's the working class district. Most people would just go to work. All they care about is go to work and make ends meet and go home to their family and just fucking sleep or just doom scrolling or whatever. Yeah, there's literally nothing interesting here. Okay, what's the answer? I think it's the climate. It's very hot and humid in summer. Sure. The question is about the hometown. Why would you answer climate? That makes no sense, guys. I'm sure this is some kind of smart ass answer like, oh, this I'm such a smart ass. If I talk about climate, which I can talk about anywhere, maybe it is relevant to the question. This is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever read. I think it's the climate. It's very hot and humid in summer. The temperature sometimes reaches 40 degrees and it often rains. It's a complete lie. That's what it is. This is absolute bullshit. This is. I'm pretty sure these answers are bullshit answers. These are not real answers. My job, my mission is not to judge the answers here. My mission is to practice these questions. That's literally the whole point of IELTS speaking, is for people to look at a question or to like hear someone ask the question and then practice that question. It's not about how logical your answer is. It's not about how um it's not about how like fragmented and fake the answer is. It's about giving practice. It's literally about like yeah, it's literally just about giving practice. I'm sure I have more points, but points? I'm sure I have more points, but I literally can't think of any of it right now. But you know, the whole point of doing IELTS speaking is to practice these questions so that if you ever encounter them, you might have a chance to like answer it more fluidly or more coherently or probably quote unquote better in your own terms. And it also assists with like making you less scared, because in a fucking speaking exam you would not know what kind of fucking topic the examiner will talk about. So yeah, it's incredibly dangerous if you don't prepare like common topics. Again, you should at least be prepared. Okay, next question. We are still talking about hometowns, by the way, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna read the next question. What is the most interesting part of your hometown? Okay, I'm just gonna skip that because I already answered that. Now, let's move on to talk about what you do in your spare time. I'm pretty sure this belongs to leisure time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's leisure time. Alright. Do you like reading? Technically, not really. Okay, I'm again, I feel like reading should be essential to like improve your cognitive thinking or whatever. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. That's so inappropriate to say. Okay, I'm gonna ask again. I'm gonna give like an actual answer. Do you like reading? I don't particularly like reading. I enjoy reading fictional stories like mangas, which is Japanese stories. Sometimes I like to read manhwa, which is Korean stories. I mostly like to read certain like books that has pictures, because I feel like it helps with I feel like it helps me enjoy reading more, because I'm trying to enjoy something that doesn't have that I don't have to use my brain for. Does that make any sense? That's a bad answer. Fucking hell. Why is this question so goddamn difficult to answer, man? I'm trying to give a decent answer, but I can't. Like, I don't wanna drag the answer too long. I wanna get to the point. That's the whole point. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna get to the point, and I'm just gonna say I don't particularly like reading. I think reading is a boring activity. I feel like it's, well, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's a waste of time to read rather than to do. That makes sense, right? I enjoy moving my hands. I enjoy um, moving my body to work on something, like probably making electrical circuits. Okay, that's a complete lie. I have never made an electrical circuit before, but it's probably a cool answer. But yeah, again, it's not about how logical your answer is, not about how fake your answer is. You can literally make up stuff. You can literally bullshit yourself in the exam. But yeah, I think that's a decent enough answer for this for that question. Okay. So the question here is, yes, I like reading very much. I used to read a lot, and I'm so busy now with my studies that I have less time to read. Okay, it's fucking bullshit. Not only that, that was a boring answer. It didn't like exude like academic energy. It just feels like a regular fucking ass answer. I mean, hmm, if okay, I'm trying to think what would a 8.5 band person would do to answer a mundane question like this. Because I have never heard anyone answer a simple question in such a complicated manner before. Because it's not supposed to be complicated, it's supposed to be easy, it's supposed to be simple. You're supposed to just fucking answer the goddamn question and then done. Literally. Ah, whatever. Anyway. Okay, I said that I don't particularly like reading, and then the question just moves on to, what kind of book do you like to read? Okay, bro. You know what? I'm pretty sure the examiner will ask a different question, like what kind of manga or what kind of Japanese book you like to read. Maybe the examiner will ask that. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pretend that the examiner is gonna ask me that question. What kind of manga do you like to read? Man, there's a plethora of genres that I really like. I love romance. I'm a big fan of comedy. I'm also a big nerd. I'm a huge nerd for fantasy stories. Like I am so in love with, or I can say, like I absolutely adore fantasy styles fantasy style stories. I enjoy the idea of being immersive. No, I enjoy the idea of immersing myself in a fantasy like world because I like to live in a way that is full of wonders. Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. God damn. Yeah, legit though, guys. I really like fantasy anime or anything fantasy-ish uh manga. Like Iruma Demon School. I'm pretty sure that's fantasy. Cause the demons in Iruma Demon School doesn't seem like something that you would literally think of in real life. Cause demons in real life, yeah, no, it's not the same. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Iruma Demon School is pretty much a fantasy anime. I like Danmachi. Absolutely love the concept of tower, like climbing towers or descending down, descending. What's it called? Descending towers. I don't know what the genre of tower climbing is, but I'm pretty sure it's some like something climbing something. But yeah, I absolutely love Danmachi. I'm also a big fan of Mushoku Tensei. Holy shit, Mushoku Tensei is such a good fantasy isekai. It is, I think, it should be the standard for all isekais anime. Mushoku Tensei, yeah, because everyone in the Western community is complaining about, oh, another isekai slob. It's so bad. I mean, yeah, it's not the fucking genre is not for Western audience, guys. They're for Japanese people, guys. So I don't understand why you're complaining. Like I think even Chainsaw Man is also fantasy anime. Anything that doesn't feel human made, human like is all fantasy. Like every single thing that Ghibli produces are all fantasy animes. Is there anything that Ghibli produces that are not fantasy? I don't believe so. I think all their works are all fantasy. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, so the answer here is I like to read novels, all kinds of novels, especially those written by famous writers. Okay, that's a shallow ass answer, man. Okay, number 3. Do you have a favorite writer? I do, but I don't remember her name. Cause, okay, first of all, I like Japanese writers, and the story that I'm reading right now, I think her name is Osamu Nishi. Okay, holy crap, I think I do remember her name. Osamu Nishi. Yes, Osamu Nishi. Let's go. I do remember her name. Her name is so easy to remember, and the fact that she made Iruma Demon School, holy fuck. Massive fan. I will geek out if I've ever met Osamu Nishi. I honestly don't even know what she looks like because all the YouTube videos that shows up on Google, all the YouTube videos. So what the fuck am I saying? Oh my god. Nice. My brain is so fried right now. Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you have a favorite writer? I do, but right now I couldn't remember her name. She's a Japanese writer, something Osamu. I remember now. Osamu Nishi. She is one of my favorites. Favorites? She's one of my favorite Japanese manga writer of all time, or in other words, in the correct terminology is mangaka. She's one of my favorite mangaka in the whole world. Like she created Iruma Demon School, and I am just a big fan. I would literally geek out if I ever get a chance to meet Osamu Nishi. Literally, I would just no, okay. I'm not even answering for the exam anymore. But I am legitimately answering for you guys. I fucking love Iruma Demon School so much. It's such a good series. Like I'm already at the arc where Henry. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm already at the arc with Henry. You guys don't know who Henry is. Henry is Ameri. You said it in English. I know how to say it in Japanese. Ameri-san. Henry is Ameri-san's father. I'm literally at his arc right now. Oh, it's so good. It makes me like giving me goose pimples, man. All right. So the answer for this one is yes. My favorite writer is blah 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 blah. A blah 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 writer. His works are full of humor and deep thoughts. That is such a shitty ass answer. It's so short too. Okay, let's move on, guys. There's question number 4, 5, and 6 left. Okay, number 4. When do you like to read? When do I like to read? Usually, it really depends on my mood. Like, if I feel like I want to read, then I'll read. But, prior to that, I made a schedule of reading webtoons and mangas every Friday. Because Friday is the end of the end of the weekday, and I don't have class on Saturday, and I don't really do any work on Saturday. The only task I do on Saturday is cleaning my room, but like I only need like 1 hour to clean my room. So yeah, I spend most of my evening, like my Friday evenings and Saturday morning, just reading every single series that I booklisted in my phone or my computer. Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. Goddamn, I impressed me. All right. The answer for that question is, I like to read in the evening because it's very quiet then. It's very quiet then. Okay. That's a little bit strange to read. I can concentrate on the book I read. Okay, that's fair. Ugh. All right. Number 5. How about your holidays? How do you usually spend them? How the fuck did we went from? What did we went from? I thought we went from reading books to holidays. Oh, the topic is still spare times. What the fuck? But wait, a holiday does not count as a spare time. Does it? Okay, that I don't know. Maybe it does. How about your holidays? How do you usually spend them? My holidays. Well, because I live again, as I have mentioned before, because I live in a working class environment, I can't like go on vacations anywhere. Like I can't go in any vacation domestically. Second of all, usually me and my mother would just go to a dining area or maybe a hot pot area to eat. We enjoy like eating food. How do I say I enjoy eating food in the most pretentious way possible? I enjoy consuming cuisines. That's the most fucking spoiled ass way to say it. Oh, okay. Guys, imagine this. Imagine a rich person, a rich kid, like talking to a working class adult, and a rich kid is trying to, like, he's trying to gain more knowledge of the lower class, and the working adult asks the kid, "Oh, how do you usually spend your holidays?" And then the kid is just like, "Oh, me and my family usually would enjoy a nice cuisine in a restaurant. We enjoy consuming food that you poor people would never have a chance to try." See, does that sound pretentious, guys? That's literally the most fucking spoiled ass thing to say. That's the most billion? That's the most billionaire? God! I've been so conscious of how I like articulate myself that I feel like I'm about to fucking die. God, I really wanted to record videos again and like just fucking say whatever the fuck I want and then everyone can eat shit and fucking die. I miss having free times, guys. I don't have free times anymore. Most of my free times I spend it all on editing. And get this, I'm not even done editing yet. I have so many goddamn videos left to edit. So yeah, I'm kind of sad I don't get time to like record anymore. Holy crap. It's already an hour and 20 minutes. Goddamn. Okay, I need to do this quick. I've been yapping the whole time. How about your holidays? How do you usually spend them? Okay, I already answered that. The question is, I like to travel very much. I usually go to different places every year. Cool, you're rich as fuck. Good for fucking you. Okay, question number 6. Is there anywhere in particular that you would like to visit? Oh, I would love to visit the whole continent of UK. Wait, that's wrong. Sorry. I would love to visit the whole continent of Europe. That's what I meant to say. Man, I would love to visit Germany someday. Cause I think I feel like I'm very in tune with German ideology where like everyone has a set of rules that they should follow, and then they just like completely heads on, completely like drilled into them those rules, and they would live their life in in the most critical thinking way possible. Like German people are so smart, man. Like I wish I can be that smart. I wish I can grow up in an environment where like studying is not abuse. Studying is a form of growth and development. Like what guys, I don't know what to say, but in Southeast Asia's oh god. In Southeast Asia, especially in Asian countries like Thailand, like Malaysia, like Philippines, like India, these fucking country, and even China too, I think. These fucking countries have incredibly toxic like study environments. Like it doesn't feel like studying. It feels like I'm gouging my fucking brains out just to get a fucking paper that says, "Oh, congratulations, you have wasted 12 years of your life." Like literally, I fucking hate studying. That's why I don't call my channel only studying. I call it only learning, because there's a big difference between learning and studying. And I've already said it before. I'm just gonna say it again. Studying is when you like learn something by heart and you don't really understand what it is. You just consume endless amount of information. And learning is when you adapt knowledge. It means that whatever you know about something, you adapt it in like practical scenarios. Like if you're a child and you don't know how to brush your teeth, and all these times your mother have been doing it for you like most of your childhood life, and then someday your mother's like, oh, you're old enough, you can do it yourself, and then you start learning how to do it because you've never done it before, and the first try is like, oh, that really hurts, it hurts my gums, and then later on you got used to it and you're like, oh, it's not that bad, it actually feels kind of nice, and you're brushing your teeth on your own. That's literally learning, guys. That's not studying, that's learning. I fucking hate studying. Studying fucking sucks. Going to school fucking sucks. Don't go to school if you can think for yourself. If you can think or solve problems. If you can solve problems on your own, you should be going to school, guys. You should be out there living, doing whatever the fuck you want, doing whatever that inspires other people to follow. That's the best scenario possible. You shouldn't fucking go to school just to study a bunch of information and then not use them. That's lazy studying. That's like dead studying. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to yap. Is there anywhere in particular that you would like to go? Yeah, I've already said that. Man, I would love to go to Germany. I think the people there are extremely smart. I wish I could be that smart. And maybe I could visit a UK, because I have some friends in the UK and I would love to visit them. I also have friends in Lithuania as well. Man, I would love to visit my friend in Lithuania. There's a place in Lithuania I would love to go to. I think it's called the hill of graves. Is literally just a hill with a bunch of graves on the hill, which is probably the most metal punk area I have ever heard of. Yeah, that's not made up, guys. That's actually real. There's an area called the hill of like tombs. I think it's called the hill of tombs, and the hill is full of fucking like graveyards. It's literally everywhere on the hill, and it's so cool. It's so metal. All right. The answer for that question is I like to go to places with beautiful scenery but not too many people, so I don't usually travel during national holidays to avoid the crowds. That's actually a pretty decent answer. Okay, that's valid. I agree. That's valid. Alright, next one. Let's talk a little bit about traveling and transport. Fuck. Hey, that's kind of mean, by the way. I have never traveled before. I've never gone anywhere outside of my city before. Guys, that's how poor I am, guys. I've never gone outside of my outside of the city before. I've never like gone to a countryside that is actually a countryside. Like the countryside I've been to have been urbanized. Yeah. So there's no fucking I haven't been to anywhere in the world. It's kind of sad. Living your whole life knowing that you would never be able to travel around the world and you would never be able to live your life. Yeah, that's the way it is. Maybe that's why I'm so dead set on making my YouTube channel famous, because well, I don't think that's possible, but you know what? I enjoy making videos. I've said this so many fucking times to the point where I feel like I'm lying to myself, but I love making videos. It's my life. I live for making videos. If I stop making videos, I think I would die. I think I would literally just like be dead inside. I wouldn't care about anything in the world. I wouldn't even care about my own life. So yeah, making videos is a one way I can cope with the world, guys. And truth be told, my channel has been doing pretty decent lately. Because there's constant growth, which is good. Let me see my analytics. My analytics. My analytics. Let's see my analytics. Yeah, it's doing great. So far in May, actually it should be 90 days. Okay, within the first 3 months of this year, I have attracted over 100k viewers, and these people sat and watched for 153 hours, and I have gained a total of 14 subscribers. Yeah, I'm glad that my channel is doing somewhat okay. Obviously, I don't get views on a daily basis. All my views comes from comes from old videos and long periods of like new viewers discovering my channel. But I would say that my channel is doing somewhat not bad. Yeah. Anyway. Alright, let's get back to our topic. What time is it? Oh, it's already 1 hour and 30. Okay, I need to do this quick. Let's talk about a little bit of traveling and transport. What is the most common way that you like to move around? That I like? Well, I wish I have a private plane or maybe a private limo, but I don't think that's possible. I guess within my budget, I think the best way for me to move around is on a nice, cool, like old style type of motorbikes. I love traditional motorbikes, like not motorbikes with high horsepower, like the one that is the one that requires height to drive. I'm way too short for those. I'm talking about the ones that are the classics, the Yamahas, the I think the Yamahas are the only, like, it's the only brand that actually makes motorcycle for people my height. I'm pretty short, guys, so yeah. Okay. What does the thingy say? I like going by motorbike because it is fast and convenient, and it is much cheaper compared to other modes of transportation. Who fucking cares? The question asks you most common way that I like to travel around. If Guys, I'll be real. If private planes and limos are common, I would be driving that shit everywhere. Anyway, number two, how do you prefer to travel for long trips? I wish I can travel by cars. I don't own a car, but I wish I could. Then again, if I travel long distance in like a cab, that would be way too expensive. So yeah, if it would driving in long trips like from this place to that place, I think the bus would be the best possible options. There we go. What the fuck is a coach? Oh, I prefer to travel by coach. It's cheaper than traveling by air, and you can also enjoy looking at the scenery. Prefer to travel for long trip. Travel by coach. What the fuck is coach? Like land? Travel by coach. Traveling or arriving at destination using a coach, which is a type of bus or carriage. Who the fuck says coach? Man, this is the most old man answer I've ever read. Ugh. I can understand the phrase traveling by air, but who the fuck says travel by coach? Guys, please don't say travel by coach. It makes you sound like an old person. Only old people say that. Do you see any changes in transportations over the past 20 years in this country? Almost definitely. Back then, like 2 decades before, most people couldn't even own a motorbike. Most people would be riding their bicycles to work or to school. And I think after the countries develop, how do I say this in a way that makes sense? Do you see any changes in transportation over the past 20 years in this country? Almost definitely. Back then, most people would travel. Most people couldn't even afford motorbikes. Uh, most people would, most people would like go to work, go to school by bicycles or on foot, because that's literally the cheapest option for uh people in poverties. Because yeah, back then there's a lot of poverties, and not many people can even afford apples. Like I've heard, yeah, this is a true story by the way, guys. My mother told me that, like, my mother once told me that back then she couldn't even afford an apple, and she has to work she has to go to work on foot from my house, like walk 30 kilometers to her workplace and then 30 kilometers back. It's insane. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not I don't live in the richest in the richest family, guys. um but at least I'm fortunate. I think I'm fortunate enough to have a decent job where I can like add to my like to my mom's salary. So we are doing, moderately well. Like I don't really have an allowance. I've never gotten an allowance in my entire life. And we don't really have like spare like money. Like every time my mother uh gets a salary and every time I get my salary, we both would first of all we both would pay our like bills after like all the bills are like done or dealt with. We would use that money to buy medicine, because guys, I'll be real with you, I am not in good conditions without my medicines. Like I cannot live on without medicines. So yeah, I literally have chronic diseases where I literally cannot live without medicines. So yeah, and I had to, I guess whatever spares we got, we just buy food. Yeah, every week me and my mom would like go out and eat like food somewhere, like a Chinese joint or a hot pot station um or maybe like a local dim sum area. Yeah, like those are the cheapest options. Well, cheap and tastes good. We don't go there just because it's cheap. Also because they taste good. But yeah, okay. I guess that's all of the thingy here. Okay, the answer for this one is yes, there are more and more people buying their own cars. Therefore, the traffic is much heavier than before. That is a shit answer. Who fucking answers like that? Answers like a fucking AI. Alright. Okay, yeah, guys, I'm done. I was able to like practice like some questions from part 1, so I'm very happy about that. Also finished my writing, so I'm also very content with that. Oh, very content indeed. So yeah, remember guys, embrace yourself, love what you do what you love, do your best to be the better you. Learning never ends. Ending means quitting, so just fail and try again.